J4 I just threw in there, and I realized it really was a good fit. It's J4 Paintball. It's a bunch of my designs, it's a bunch of my concepts and stuff like that that I'm just putting into it, and it really is kind of like a passion for paintball. I want to do so much stuff in paintball. Oh, my coworkers! I've got the greatest guys. They're so much fun. First off, Tony. I've known Tony the longest.
I've known Josh for going on 10 years now, and only in the past year have we actually met in person. Tony's
a riot. He's this is huge, hilarious guy. What do you think of your coworkers? What do you think of James and David and myself?
Useless pieces of flesh around skeletons.
Over the years, he's been sitting there going, okay, let's work on this, want to do some of this, you know, let's work on this part of the design, or let's work about getting investors, let's set up a business plan. And we've got 10 years of planning into this project. We've got 10 years of making this. David is probably, he's a really nice guy, but he's probably a little bit on the rowdy side out of the group.
What about your partners over there at J4? What about Josh and Tony and James? They're not that ugly, so it's easy to sit with them and work with them.
David's another guy who I've come to find that has a long history in paintball, an interesting history.
David has this fantastic history that includes, he's got a cease and desist order from Dye.
And he does have the best stories when it comes to getting black eyes.
He's played a lot of tournaments, paintball.
Playing in the WPL. Now the WPL was a professional three-man league which included teams like Dynasty and Bob Long's Iron Men, and this was back in Las Vegas, Nevada. All these games were televised to over 70 million homes on WGN TV.
And big fight, he's been on TV, he's been punched in the throat.
And he ended up punching me in the throat. Now this punch was seen by over 70 million homes. Now the Miami Rage bench emptied, the Dallas Drive bench emptied onto the middle of the field. Melee ensued, referees are throwing flags for penalties. But at the end of the day, we won the game and we won the match.
He even had his own gun. He had the Reflex Bushmaster come out.
And out comes the Reflex Bushmaster.
James came so highly recommended. And when you meet him, he's probably the nicest guy in paintball.
What's your impressions of Tony, Dave and Josh?
They're absolutely nutters. Absolutely nutters.
I've known James now over the internet for what, 3 months, and I just met him today.
If you bought a gun in the UK, James probably bought and sold it to you.
We mesh well and we're working well together. And when somebody needs help, they're willing to step up.
And I really, really mean that. I met some fantastic, nice guys in the sport. James is just a peach.
I think about 90% of the time they spend talking about weird things, and 10% of the time actually doing work.
But a good bunch of guys over at J4. I love them all.
We were really a bunch of techies, and really we're kind of the geeks of paintball, to be honest. We use the word combat engineers, but we really geek on the guns and the stuff involved.
Tech not hype means that we're actually putting the philosophy that what we're delivering is more than just words. It's actual functioning product.
To me, a company that advances the sport, that uses new technology, that pushes the envelope in design on paintball guns, that's tech.
We're a new company, and we want to actually have really good products that sell themselves.
And there's players, doing this, and players for paintball. We really weren't just average players. We're the geeks of the sport in a way. We're the guys who love the technology, love the components.
Tech not hype is no BS. It's delivering the goods that we say we're delivering, and it's stuff that we've tested, and we know that if we like it, the guys who get it are going to like it.
But we're not trying to sell on that, we're trying to sell it on ourselves, and the fact that we're players, we're techs, we want to release the market, which is for you. So when we say tech, not hype, means that we're not trying to hype it up, we're just trying to outtell the torque of itself.
Well, then it's done.
The torque is comprised of just many cool things. The stacked tube spool, the regulator, the on-off, all of it.
It turned out nice and light. One of the big things I really liked is we got the ergonomics, doing some of the 3D printed stuff, like the replaceable back grips. Trigger can be 3D printed, and 3D printed triggers are really light. Foregrips, when you 3D printed foregrips, it might be really crazy, or just super comfortable.
Okay, can you guys hum America the Beautiful in the background while we go?
James doesn't know that one, because we get humming in a British accent.
What do I like about the torque? It is new technology within the sport of paintball. It is what every little 10-year-old boy dreams of using for his first gun. It is apple pie, Chevrolet, and mom's cookie all rolled into one.